At the beginning of the story, we see the sea, where some people were catching fish in a boat. When they take the net out of the sea, a scary thing comes out of it and attacks them. All the people there control that thing with great difficulty. They had locked it in a box. But that thing bites one of their companions. Then one of them calls the army for help. So soon the army helicopter also came there. Along with their wounded companion, also take that thing with them, which they had locked in the box. The whole team was very worried. Because after that incident, they had no news of their wounded companion. In which condition he might be? After that, in the story, we see a boy named Ben. He used to live near a seashore, in a small house separate from his parents. His parents were very worried because of Ben. Because he did not like to live with them. One day, when Ben passes through the jungle, he meets a girl on the way. She fainted when she saw him. When she regains consciousness, she finds herself in Ben's house. But that girl seemed very strange to him. Because she neither tells him anything nor says anything. She was just staring at Ben, as if she had seen a human for the first time. When Ben goes to his house to call the doctor, that girl ran away from his house and slept on the shore of the sea in a boat. In the morning, that girl catches a fat rat and eats it raw. She had made it her breakfast. After that, she went to the town to roam around. She sees a child who was listening to the poem of Mermaid on TV. That girl hears that poem and names herself Rin. And went and sat in a man's car. Now, the man, in whose car Rin has sat, takes advantage of that and takes her to the jungle, where he was going to do wrong with her. But Rin bites him and kills him. On the other hand, Ben was also looking for Rin all day. When he was looking for her, he found her on the shore of the sea. Ben now brings her home again and tries to talk to her. She tells Ben her name is Rin. And also sings a very beautiful song. The song that Rin was singing was famous among the people of the town, that this song is sung by a mermaid. Ben was suspecting her that maybe she is a mermaid. That's why he goes to call the doctor, seeing her skin peeling off. From behind, Rin had jumped into the sea. As soon as she goes into the water, Rin turns into a scary mermaid and started screaming. When Ben hears her screams, he also jumped into the water behind her. But she attacks him. Ben came out of the water with great difficulty after saving him. The next morning, he goes to a woman whose name was Ellen. She also saw Rin going to the jungle. She tells him about mermaids. Ellen says that they are just beautiful in appearance, but they consider humans their enemies. While going, he brought a book about mermaids with him, so that he can read it. So here we come to know that at the beginning of the story, the man who was attacked by a scary thing, and the army took that thing with them. She was no one else, but Rin's sister. And for this reason, Rin also came out of the water for the first time, to find her sister on the ground. That's why she didn't know how to speak, and neither did she know anything about humans. The next night, Ben goes to the sea with the same team, which we saw at the beginning of the story. They see Rin swimming in the water in their camera on the ship. That's when they started hearing screams. Not knowing anything, Ben was thinking that Rin is in trouble. That's why he jumps into the water to save her. But as soon as he goes into the water, he finds a device, which was kept to harm Rin. Ben came out with that device. In the next scene, we see Rin who came out of the water again. She scares a woman, wears her clothes and comes to Ellen's house. Who knew about mermaids? She tries to tell Ellen in sign language that she has separated from her sister. That's why she has come to find her on the ground. On the other hand, we see Rin's sister. She was also a mermaid. She was imprisoned by the army. They had locked her in a very large water tank and were experimenting on her. At the same time, they had kept that man with them, at whom Rin's sister attacked him at the beginning of the story. Whenever he regained consciousness, they used to inject him and make him unconscious. The army was doing everything so that this man does not tell anyone about this mermaid after going out. On the other hand, Rin was smelling everything in Ellen's house because she was hungry. That's why Ellen now goes to the market and brings a lot of seafood for her, i.e. marine animals for her. At home, Ben shows his friend the same sign that came from Rin's attack. He also shows his friend the camera recording. She was also convinced by seeing everything that Rin is really a mermaid. After that, Ben brings the device he found in the sea to Ellen's house. When they play it, there were sounds of screams in it, which was actually Rin's sister. The army recorded those sounds and threw the device into the sea. When Ben plays that device, Rin broke the door and came out in anger. She takes this device from Ben. She was understanding that her sister is imprisoned in that device, who is calling her for help. Ben explains to her that these are just voices. We will soon find your sister. Rin begins to understand what he was saying. Ben leaves Rin at Ellen's house and goes with his friend. They both come home and start researching about the mermaids. Because they both started liking Rin. They wanted to help her. Her eyes started affecting their minds. That means mermaids have so much power that they can control any human's mind. Similarly, Rin's sister also made an army officer hear her voice. The same song that Rin sang to Ben. That's why that army soldier sat outside her tank all day and kept looking at her. We are shown the man who was imprisoned by the army with Rin's sister. He gets a nurse's mobile. He takes that mobile and messages his friends so that someone can help him. When his friends get his message, they find out about that number. They also found out that that number belonged to an army nurse. They wanted to save their friend. That's why they follow the nurse. The police also found out about that man in the town, who was killed by Rin in the jungle. It is found out that this work was done by a strange-looking girl. That woman also registered the report to the police, whose clothes were stolen by Rin. That's why the police go to that woman and make a sketch of Rin, so that they can find Rin easily. We are shown Ben. He tells her that I will tell you everything about a human, which will make it easy for you to live on Earth. When Ben was talking to Rin, he feels that Rin wants to tell him something. She was coming near him. But Ben didn't want that. That's why he keeps her away from him. Ben went to listen to his friend's phone. That's when Rin left from here. She meets a man on the shore who took her to a party. She drank a lot there. When Ben and his friend found out about Rin's disappearance, they were worried. Because they knew that Rin could harm anyone. That's why they quickly go to find her. They reached the party where Rin was. Before they could take her with them, she fell into a swimming pool after being drunk. Ben was very scared here, because he knew that as soon as Rin went into the water, she would turn into a mermaid. But nothing like that happened. They take her to their room. There she tells Ben's friend that she can only turn into a mermaid in the sea. She hugged Ben's friend after telling her. Rin was now convinced that they really want to help her. On the other side, we are shown that Rin's sister broke the water tank and killed the army men. She was trying to escape from there in a nurse's uniform. That's when that man gets up, who was captured by the army men with Rin's sister. He took out the nurse's car keys from Rin's sister's clothes. Both of them were successful in escaping. That man quickly calls his friend because he was in a very bad condition. Rin tells Ellen that that day my sister had come to get food. The day she was captured, Rin was also in a very bad condition. It was difficult for her to breathe, because she had not gone to the sea for many days. Ben tells her that she should go into the water, but she refuses. She says that she will not go back without taking her sister. That's why Ben puts a tracking device locket around her neck, so that wherever Rin is, they can know about her. That's when Ben gets a call from his friend, who was telling him to come to the jungle. On his call, Ben comes to the jungle. And he also brought Rin with him. When she was going to go to the water by the sea. So there she meets her sister. Both of them were very happy to see each other. Rin's sister takes her to the water with her. But after their departure, Ben and his friend were very sad. Because they had become very attached to Rin. Now Rin had found her sister, but here a new turn comes in the story. The song Rin's sister sung in front of the army soldier. He was crazy about that song. That's why he wanted to get Rin's sister now. Now the story is shown to us after a month, where Ben and his friend were researching why dead animals are found on the shore of the sea. Ben was leaving his house. That's when the tracking device starts speaking. Then they come to know that Rin wants to come back to the land. Ben quickly went to the jungle with his friend. But there, they only find Rin's fallen locket, which her sister had removed from her neck. Because Rin wanted to take help from Ben and his friend. When the army people caught Rin's sister and experimented on her, that's why she hated humans. She considered everyone her enemy. Now Rin comes to Ben's house with her sister. Where Ellen was also there, she says to Ben, "I need your help. All the mermaids in the sea are dying of hunger. Because humans have started hunting sea animals more than before." After saying this, Rin and her sister had a fight. Because her sister didn't want Rin to tell this to anyone. She injured her and went away from there while saying water, water. Ben's friend cleanses Rin's wounds. They promise her that they will definitely help them. At the same time, Ben goes to his dad's factory, who used to catch fish on the shore of the sea. With the help of a laptop, he found out who was hunting sea animals. He knew that it was the army's soldier, who was crazy about Rin's sister's song. He was killing all the sea animals, so that when there is no animal left to eat in the sea, the mermaids will come to search for food on the ground, and he will catch them. For this purpose, he had also made very big glass tanks. He also puts devices in the sea. Rin's sister, who was roaming around at night, some people come to trouble her. But she made them scared, and goes to the shore of the sea and hides. She doesn't go inside the sea, because she didn't want to leave Rin alone. In the morning, Ellen comes to Rin's sister, who was giving her fish to eat, and brings her home with her. She tells her that you don't worry, you will definitely go with your sister Rin, and I am like you. We will know about this later in the story. So now Rin's sister left Ellen's house, and came to Ben's dad's factory, where she sees a lot of dead fish. She had also seen Ben's picture there. She was now thinking that Ben is behind everyone. He is hunting fish in the sea. At that time, that soldier also comes there, who was crazy about her song. But as soon as she saw him, she hid there, and comes back to Ellen's house. When Ellen sees her at her house, now she also calls Rin there. Rin was trying to make her sister understand that there are some good people who want to help us, but her sister was not ready to listen to anything. She was considering everyone her enemy. On the other hand, Ben goes to meet the same man, who was imprisoned by the army with Rin's sister. He tells Ben that there is an army soldier, who is looking for Rin's sister. He wants to get her at any cost. He has asked me about this. Her song has had a lot of effect on him. After hearing all this, Ben came back to his house, where his friend was also there. He now tells her everything, that the soldier is behind all this. But yes, it is true that along with him, Rin's song has also had a lot of effect on me. So much so that it is difficult to live without her, that is, both Ben and the soldier. Both were crazy about Rin and her sister. Ben now goes to a party with his friend, where he meets the same soldier. He introduces Ben to his mother there, who could not walk. He says, "Don't worry Mom, I will cure you very soon. Because I have found your cure." That soldier was talking about Rin's sister's blood here, which he had brought after capturing and experimenting on her. He says that if the mermaid's blood is applied to humans, then they can be cured of any disease very soon. The soldier's mother was very happy to hear this. That's why Ben tells the soldier that if you stop hunting in the sea, then I can introduce you to that mermaid. After hearing this, the soldier says to stop that mermaid on the ground tonight, because the army is going to hunt the mermaids. After hearing this, Ben was very upset. He calls Rin and tries to make her understand that she should not go to the sea at night. There is a big danger there. But she does not listen to him. On the contrary, she comes with her sister in the jungle, and starts singing. After hearing their voices, the soldier also came to the jungle, where both the sisters attack him. Then Ben also comes there. When the soldier calls the army for help, Then Rin and her sister left him after hearing the name of the army, but Rin was now upset with Ben, because she helped a wrong person who wanted to kill her sister. Saying this, she takes her sister and leaves from there. On the way, Rin's sister tells her that I will kill all the people of this town, because these people hunt our food. But Rin stops her sister from doing this. There was a fight between them again about this. Rin's sister gets angry with her and goes into the water. When sad Rin was also about to go into the water, then a police officer comes and takes her with her. Because the man who was killed by Rin in the jungle, his whereabouts were known to the police. The police officer says that I know, you are not alone in this work. Tell me who is with you. Here Rin tells the name of Ben and his friend. They are helping me. Now Ben's friend's dad calls his daughter and asks her the reason for lying. Because earlier she said that she does not know Rin. When the police came to know everything, Ben's friend tells her dad about Rin that she is a mermaid. But Ben's friend's dad was still not believing. So he takes water and drops it on her hand, by which Rin's hand had turned into a mermaid. Even he was convinced that she is a mermaid. So he frees her. Ben's friend brought her back home. But she was worried about Ben, because tonight Ben was going to follow the army ship along with some people, so that he could save all the mermaids. Because the army was going to hunt the mermaids tonight. When Ben and his companions' ship reaches the army ship, there was no one there. They get nothing but blood. Rin's sister had killed everyone, and had thrown their dead bodies in the water, so that no one could get any evidence. Then on Ben's ship's first ship, Rin's sister and her brother attack them. They all were mermaids. Here Rin's sister sings her song, hearing which Ben's friend throws his gun, and goes to Rin's sister. But at the right time, Ben had saved him. After attacking everyone, Rin's siblings went back to the sea. But they had killed one of Ben's friends. Here Ben's other companion says that if we go and tell everyone that a mermaid has killed our companion, then no one will believe us. So they throw their companion's dead body in the water, and decide to go and tell everyone that he drowned and died. Ben came back to his house, where he criticizes Rin badly. He also calls her an animal. Hearing this, Rin was very sad. Because Ben was very sad because of his friend's death. He says to Rin that we are trying to help you for a long time. And your sister thanked us by killing one of my friends. Ben takes his friend and goes to his companion's funeral, where everyone was very sad because of his death. On returning back, Rin says to Ben that we are not animals. We also regret the death of a mermaid, and bury them under the sea. Ben's friend also explains to him that the army did not treat Rin's sister well. That's why she considers all humans as her enemies. And there is no fault of Rin in this. After knowing everything, Ben apologizes to Rin. At night, Rin also sings her song, which he was very happy to hear. Next, we are shown that Rin's sister had come to the ground with her sister and brother, so that she can kill all humans, and takes Rin with her. They scare some people and wear their clothes, and came straight to Ellen's house. When they ask her about Rin, she does not say anything. On this, Rin's brother tries to kill Ellen. To save her life, she tells them that he is at Ben's house. Now all of them had come to Ben's house. Rin's sister tells her to come with her. But there, Rin's other brother and sister attack both of them. Rin's sister had brought them for her help, but both of them had come here to kill them. Ben pours water on her other two brothers and sisters, because of which they had turned into mermaids. Taking advantage of this, Ben saved Rin and her sister and brought them to the jungle. Here Ben asks her that why do your brothers and sisters want to kill you? On which she tells him a story. She says that a few years ago, a mermaid came to the ground, and married a man. When their child was born, he was not normal. He was half human and half mermaid. When all the mermaids came to know about this, they killed that child, and took the mermaid back to the sea. Then that man hunted in the sea to find his wife, that is, the mermaid. Because of which all the mermaids died. And now my brothers and sisters think that because of me, all the humans are hunting sea animals. That is why they have come here to kill me. On the other hand, we see that the police also came to know that 2 mermaids have attacked in the town. That is why they wanted to catch them. When Ben's friend's son finds out about this, he also brought his gun. Because he wanted to take revenge of his dad from those mermaids. Rin and her sister had also come to the town, where Rin has a competition with her other sister. She beats her a lot. The mermaid's rule was that whoever wins the fight, the rest will have to listen to the winner. Rin wins. And she tells her brothers and sisters to go from here. That they should go back. And when they were about to go, Ben's friend's son was about. Ben tells that soldier that if you want to save Rin's sister, then give her her blood back. What you had taken out, that soldier could do anything for Rin's sister. That's why he puts her blood. As soon as the blood goes into Rin's sister's body, she was fine before. But after a while, her condition deteriorates. She stops breathing. Rin's sister had died. Rin could neither throw her sister into the sea, nor could she bury her with humans. That's why Ellen takes her to the jungle with them, where some people were buried. There, Ellen tells them that whatever story Rin told Ben, that the child of the mermaid was killed. It's all a lie. In fact, the daughter of that mermaid was alive. And I am also from her family. That is, Ellen was also a mermaid. She says, Ben, you are also from the same family. When Ben hears this, he goes crazy. He goes and asks his dad, that why didn't he tell him anything for so many years? That Ellen is also from his family. There, after the death of Rin's sister, the soldier had gone completely crazy. He goes to the shore of the sea and gives his life. When Ellen and Ben's friend hear about the death of the soldier, they were now worried about Ben. Because he was also crazy about Rin's song. There, when Ben was going on the boat, he hears Rin's voice. Without thinking, he jumps into the sea. That's when Rin comes there and saves him. Ben's friend was convinced that Ben would go crazy very soon. Something was happening because he started loving her. Ben's friend also left him on this. When Rin finds out about all this, she didn't want to ruin Ben and his friend's life for her own sake. She knew that Ben's friend loves Ben very much. And she also helped Rin a lot. That's why she decides that she will leave Ben. After meeting Ben, she leaves him alone and sad. And showing this sadness of Rin, this season ends here.